several things, but it ended up being 24, which 24, it would have been 2005 by the time I turned 24. So he would have already been in prison for 3 years, and I was just trying everything I could to try to get my husband home from that point. So I went after a rap career from 2005, almost 2006, when I started going to the studio recording, and then I started performing. I think I stopped around 2010 or 11 when I just realized it wasn't that people didn't know my name, because everybody knew Your Girl Cadillac all around Orlando, and it was because I wasn't willing to take off my clothes and be like hoish like other female rappers are. That's how they make it in the industry. You're not going to get not a foot, not a finger, not nothing in the door if you're not willing to basically lower your standards and degrade yourself. It's not going to happen, not in this industry. And it happened back in the day, Queen Latifah, Salt and Pepper, all that, and they probably got tried too. But back then is completely different from now. Women are looked at in the industry as just sex objects. That's what they are, which you probably would say, well, you wanted to strip, so how is that any different than wanting to be a female rapper? But my music, number one, that's not me at all. I'm not that type of person. I don't even like that type of music. I don't like all that nasty talking, cursing, this and that. I made my music to uplift and to shed light on situations. I was a political rapper, just as Queen Latifah was. Like, that was one of my biggest inspirations. And a political rapper it conflicts taking all your clothes off and talking about social issues. That makes no sense. So ultimately, I quit, because back then, music career is so much different now. You just got to get an online presence, which that's hard as heck, but is more easier than getting past those doorkeepers that were present in the music industry back then. So we get up to 2011, still he's not home. I thought it would only be a few years. Then I was like, by 10 years old, by the time our daughter turns 10, I was looking at this condo. It had this nice backyard, and our daughter was about 9, and she was still young, still able to, have some life with her. If I could just get him home now, if he could just get home now, we still can pick up. It's gonna be hard to adjust, but we can still pick up and move forward. And I thought by 10, like, he had moved to a facility called Lake. He was super duper close to the house, and we were visiting him every single day. And him and his daughter were able to build a deeper relationship at that point, because they would talk on the phone all evening. They would see each other every single weekend. So it became different. And we thought that that was the end of the road. That was the end of our struggle. It wasn't, girl. It never ends. Our struggle always gets worse. So I'm thinking, okay, well, he didn't get home by 10, but it's got to be soon. It's going to be soon. Soon he's going to get home. He's going to get home so he can make it, 2016, my daughter was going on 15, and I was 30, about 35, 34, 30, going on 35. Our daughter was 14, going on 15, and my mother passed away. Oh my gosh. I'm like, so it just gets worse. Like, after I decided I better go back to college so I can get some kind of training so that I can actually make it in this world and actually get some money up to finally, free my husband. But by that time, all the people I would reach out to would tell me that, yeah, it seems like Marcella was railroaded and done wrong, but it's kind of too late. And it pisses me off because it's too late, but I have been fighting from day one. And it's too late. It's not like I sat around and waited and it was too late. Fought tooth and nail, and then now you're telling me it's too late. And they told me the only thing that it seems like that would ever be a possibility of Marcello coming home would be to break his story in the media. Stories that get big, get attention. That's when people come out the woodwork wanting to help. And I went on this whole thing trying to, from 2000, really, I'm going to say from 2005 with meeting Life Jennings to, I don't do it as often. So we'll say until I went to school, possibly around 2016. But even through school, I was doing Project Reach the World, where I was painting and drawing any and everybody, all types of famous people, getting Marcello's story and my artwork straight into these people's hands, and just waiting, just knowing I'm going to finally reach that one person that will have compassion on us. Look at our story. Look at his story. There is so much wrong with his story. Marcello should not be in prison at all. He should not have done a day in prison. I gotta touch somebody's heart. I know everybody's not gonna care. I know that. But one person, and I went on that journey trying to find that one person. I've never found that one person. I've never found one person over 20 years that had the ability to help break his story, that had the heart as well to do it. It's always money. Money first, we'll see something. Okay, I'm trying to get the money. I can't get I don't know what it is in me and money, but it just money doesn't come to me. I have so much talent. I've even had a lady, she said she was a prophetess or whatever. And she was like, you're supposed to be so successful. Like, you're supposed to have so many different businesses. I have too many ideas. I feel like I can take every idea, give one idea that I have to someone, and they can be successful as all heck. I can take another idea, give it to someone else. Every single thing that I do, I could literally give it to somebody else and it would become successful for them. Do you know how many people I have seen that do a portion of what I do and they've reached their goal? And I'm like, it's almost like I have too much talent, overabundance of talent, and it does nothing. It does nothing. So, I don't know. I just started. I'm tired. I have went all out and I haven't reached. I call it Project Reach the World. I haven't reached nobody in 20 years. Listen to the span. Not 1 year, guys. Not 2 years, not 3 years, not 5 years. You know what you can do in 5 years? No, not 10 years, not a decade, not a decade and a half, not 2 decades. I have not reached anybody. All the people I have reached out to. And still nobody knows the story of Marcello Jackson wrongfully convicted. So saying all that to say, seeing our daughter, like now they're supposed to be getting married. She already moved out. She moved out a little while ago, and now she's expecting her child. Just to back up a little bit, I always had this fear when I was a little girl, and I think now more than it being a dream, it was a vision. Because I have seen things before they happen. I'm not saying anything crazy, but it's this weird thing that happens to me where I will see something and it literally would just happen, you know. And I had this I don't know if it was